What's up, everybody? I'm Ash, Matt, Dan. Welcome to Party Chats, a weekly show where the three of us get together for 15 minutes just to talk about video game topics, news, something topical. I don't know. I've already said
anything
topical.
opinionated.
Yeah. Anything.
Pretty much
anything that goes.
Anything video game related. We will talk about for 15 minutes, and just
You're in charge this week. I've taken a back seat or a side seat.
I'm in the power chair this week.
Why are you in the power chair, Ash?
So this week, it's the second of our mini-series where we are going through our all-time greatest games. If you missed last week's, check it out.
My top 10 last week.
GamerInitiative.com for all our videos. But Matt's top 10 games last week
We're correct.
were his opinion of his favourite games. This week, we're going to go through my top 10 games of all time. And then next week, we'll be seeing Dan's.
Saving the best till last.
Well,
That's what they say.
yeah.
Some people say that.
We just got the last two the wrong way around.
You forget I played a lot of crap.
So, moving...
Have you got any? You're going to go reverse. We're going reverse order.
We are going reverse
These
order.
are in order.
We are, yes, reverse order. So starting out at number 10, I spent a lot of time playing this game and felt that it really had to go on there given my passion for the game itself. Tiger Woods, the PGA...
Which one?
The PGA Tour 12.
Is this your platinum one?
It is, and it's the first Tiger Woods game that included the Masters Augusta course. And really loved this game, played it a hell of a lot. I didn't love it towards the end necessarily because it took me a long time to get the last trophy. But yeah, really good game. And out of the Tiger Woods series, I would say the best one that they did. They followed it up a couple of years later with, after dropping Tiger because of all the shenanigans, they then brought in Rory McIlroy, but the Rory McIlroy game last year just didn't live up to the Tiger Woods of 2012. So yeah, that's in at number 10.
Interesting.
Really going back a long way now. Number 9, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on the Nintendo, 1989. I had to look up when this was released. 1989. Were you born?
Yeah.
Were you born?
Yes.
Right. I don't know. I feel
You are old. Yeah, you are old.
Okay.
But I was born. I don't remember the game though.
It was a great game. I invested.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Was it really?
No, okay. If you were to play it now, it wouldn't be a great game. At the time, to me, it was a great game.
As a dumb little kid, you thought it was amazing.
Yeah. Out of all the games of the Nintendo era that I played around that time, Duck Hunt and Marble Madness and all these like quirky little games, for me, it was the best game. Better than Super Mario, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't though, was it? As a game,
Probably.
you just enjoyed
No,
it.
yeah. For me personally, I prefer it.
These are what our lists are. It's our
Yeah,
favourite games, not
it
what
is.
you think are the 10 best.
I'm not looking at the, the gameplay there was a bit of a glitch on that one, or the graphics are better on this one, or the story's better on that one. It's just my opinion of what I think the game meant to me. In at number 8, we've all spent a lot of time on this game, Transfusion.
Good game.
I think I wanted to have a racer in there somewhere, and this was as close as I could get, really. I couldn't commit to, Forza or Drive Club or any of these other games. I just thought Transfusion, for what it is...
You were very, very addicted to that game.
I'm
seeing an addictive nature to your list so far.
And I'm addicted to them because I love them. That's the beauty of it. But if you've not picked it up or tried it, Transfusion is a great game that you can go back to time and time again, and it is very addictive. I'm sure all of us around this table would agree.
There will be overlays to every one of these games, by the way. The same as with what I did last week.
A little snippet, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone can see it.
In at number 7, The Last of Us, purely because of the story for me, the characters and the way that they were written.
It's a very good story.
I think
thought it might have been a bit higher.
I think from a character point of view, I really, really loved it. I wouldn't normally go for the style of game as being in my top 10, being a sort of, not a horde, but it's a sort of post-apocalyptic sort of game. I wouldn't normally expect to see it in my top 10, but I think because of the way the characters were written and the way they were acted, I thought it was fantastic.
A lot of people consider it to be one of the best games of
Yeah.
the last generation, so
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will argue with that game being on your list.
In at number 6, bit of a surprise maybe for you, LA Noire.
Ah.
I just felt with LA Noire, Rockstar brought this out, I don't want to guess a year, but it was a while ago. When Rockstar brought this out, it was just something that was very different for its time, and I don't think we've really seen anything that's quite like it since. We've seen Murder Soul Suspect and a couple of other sort of detective-related games, but it was just a real good combination of. I mean, it was for me. It's the best detective game that we've had. 2011, right? Thank you.
May 17th.
I think did we all play LA Noire? Yeah.
Yeah. I beat you to the platinum. Or no, I beat you to the 100% completion,
Yeah.
not platinum.
I know you two were having
We were
a
having a race.
It was one of those sort of first games where they had the what am I call?
They had like it was like a face capture, using the screen cap and facial recognition and
face
animation.
scanning. And
So you could. The idea was you could tell whether or not someone was lying from like the emotions on their face.
That's right.
And that was like a huge
That's
thing.
right. It was a huge thing, and I think for me, because it was a game that really defined that sort of style of game, and nothing really has come close to it since, in my opinion. So
I did really like that game. I was singing it the other day, and I found it at my mum's old house. And I was like, yeah, this was really good fun.
It was good fun. Yeah, I mean, I barely broke away from the game from the day it was released to the day I got the platinum. So really, really loved every minute of it.
Top 5 now.
Top five. Things are getting exciting. I can't even read what I've written here.
I thought you looked at it and went, really?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to see number 5. Yeah. Infamous Second Son for me is in at number 5. Again, a really good game. Slightly different to sort of other action sort of story, superhero, whatever you want to call it, games. There's a lot of games out there where you do have your superhuman powers and you can use those, but having the tree of being able to level up those powers and be able to alter them slightly, I think that just for me really made the game.
Oh, it was a really good game.
Good to epic. It was really, really good. So again, Infamous Second Son was a good one. I wanted to choose one of the Far Cry games in at number 4.
Okay.
And I would say there's not a lot of difference between the two for me in terms of my enjoyment, but for me Far Cry 4 just did a little bit more than Far Cry 3 in the gameplay and the story. But both, 3 and 4 were both very good.
It's Far Cry in general.
Far Cry in general, but for me Far Cry 4 has been the best
played a
today.
lot of time. Yeah.
And I mean I'll be really amazed if Primal comes close to it, but you never know. But Far Cry 4 great game.
So should we just top 3 now? I assume it's just going to be Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3. So should we just...
No. I think we discussed it last week. We didn't want to have...
multiples from the same franchise.
Exactly, yeah. I think we have to... We don't just want to say, the Uncharted series. It's got to be quite specific.
But you would have... If you were doing it purely in the Top Gun games, all 3 probably would have been... I'm not going to say where your one is, but you would have probably had all 3 in there if... Maybe. Or at least maybe 2 of them.
Yeah.
Maybe? No? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm putting you on the spot maybe a little bit here.
I would have... No, I probably would have only kept 1 in there.
Yeah? Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, I'll tell you what I've got on the top 3. In at number 3 was the 2012 version of SSX.
Good game.
Amazing game. I mean, I've always been a big fan of the SSX series, from the original SSX way back in, I think, early 2000s to SSX Tricky to SSX3. There's been a good few games out there over the years with SSX series. And I'm really hoping, I said only a few weeks ago on the Game of the Week show, that it would be nice to see a new SSX on the current gen, full spec game on the back of the last one. It would be really good. The online capabilities were also really good, playing against friends. The tricks, the scenery, the look of the game, everything just was fantastic.
The original came out in October 2000.
2000.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Do you remember SSX? It wasn't just SSX. There was other ones called, I think, Sledstorm and stuff, and it was all part of the EA Sports Big. Do you remember that?
Yeah, big.
That was like their extreme sport kind of.
Was.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember picking up Shaun White's snowboarding game, and that was just really annoying. There was too much.
Wasn't that just like Tony Hawk but on a snowboard?
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of talking, and there was a lot of talking to your friends, and I don't know. It was like a story. It was
rather
terrible.
than just like
Yeah.
let's snowboard.
Yeah, SSX is pure snowboarding. You've got your challenges, you've got your different routes to do, your different runs to do, and fantastic game. In at number 2, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
Wow,
Yeah,
not hitting your top.
not hitting the top.
Wow.
Yeah, not hitting the top. Uncharted
That's
2.
a mic drop moment right there.
I know. I knew you guys would be expecting Uncharted to be top of the tree, but not today.
Top.
So Uncharted 2 for me,
Got a
I
couple of
think.
ideas.
I'm glad you agreed that Uncharted 2 is the best Uncharted though. We talked about this last week.
We did talk
when was
about it
in
last
mine.
week, and Uncharted 3. I like the different locations in Uncharted 3, being in the desert, on the plane. Some of the different scenes and the cutscenes as well were better than Uncharted 2. But I think for a story, Uncharted 2 had the better story, the better
Correct.
villain.
Correct.
I think looking at it again, definitely Uncharted 2 comes out on top there. That was my number 2. Any guesses for my top spot?
I can't think of a game that you like more than Uncharted. It can't be Fallout 4, I don't think. But then again, you haven't said that anywhere. But I don't think that's your favourite game of all time. You've enjoyed it a lot last year, but
I'm thinking there hasn't been a GTA either.
there hasn't been a GTA. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah, it's got to be GTA
You put a lot of time into 5.
4. I reckon it's GTA. I don't know. I reckon.
You're both wrong.
Oh,
Red Dead.
Red Dead Redemption comes in at number 1 for me.
oh of course.
Red Dead is, I was all over this game when it came out. We all loved it. I would pay money, good money, to see another Red Dead Redemption. Just
Yeah.
era defining.
How did I forget about that? We
Amazing.
talked about that last week.
Yeah,
It is so good. It is so good.
really amazing game. And I was so sad, I think, when I finished playing the game, the story, and I couldn't really do a lot more.
What a
to
twist!
The
The twist to the ending as
game. The
well.
twist at the end, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, we can
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Spoilers for
Spoiler for a game from.
It's been out a while.
You've had a chance to play it. But like, you don't get many games, do you, where your lead protagonist that you kind of your hero is just. And it's not just the fact that he dies; it's that he's mutilated.
Yeah.
Do you feel it kind of took away from the ending though that you then ended up roaming as his son instead? Do you think it would have been almost?
No.
Do you
Or if it was gone fade to
do you
black.
think if it would have been fade to black, credits done? Do you,
For
do you
me-
think that would have been better? Or
Well, yeah. I mean,
or
for
do you like the fact that you had the opportunity as his son to go and avenge him as almost like you would want to as the player? It's like,
Yeah.
holy crap, you just killed him.
Yeah.
I want to go and sort this
Yeah,
out.
I liked that. I did
like
like
that,
it.
yeah.
You don't get that with many games. Well, you don't get it with hardly any games.
Because
at all.
what they very well could have done if to let people just clear up all the side stuff was like, boom, ending,
Yeah,
resurrected. You can now just go wander around, kind of thing. They could have done that.
Yeah.
They put an aim.
I think that would have left too much of a sour taste in people's mouths. I think it would have annoyed because we're kind of programmed to like these happy endings and all that now,
yeah,
and to have been with this guy and then just to have it taken away from you and not have a chance to do anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, look how much. Well, actually, no, I can't say it because Ash hasn't played too much. But without saying too much, let's just see how many people are getting angry at the ending of Firewatch, and that's nowhere near the same. But
Yeah.
it's not quite maybe the ending that people would want it to be, and therefore everyone's losing their shit. And that's just like a little tiny little
That's
thing,
true.
not where you've
Yeah.
spent
yeah.
20, 30 hours with a character.
My only criticism with Rockstar, and I love you, Rockstar, but the only criticism I would have is I just feel they've left it too long to bring out another game. I don't know.
It's never too long though.
Well, I don't know. I just feel that a lot of time has passed since Red Dead came out. They would have been really banging on the door for me if they brought it out within 3, 4 years.
Yeah, but you talk about that. It's the same kind of gap between GTA 4 and GTA 5. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Because obviously
Yeah.
Red Dead dropped in the middle of that. LA Noire dropped in the middle of
It
that.
did.
Before the next GTA came out. So
Yeah.
they were dropping other games in between.
Well, obviously-
And then everyone went, GTA, boom.
Yeah.
And I think it'll do fine. And
Okay.
yes, I would love to have a new one already. But I think when it comes, and I fully believe it will.
I think it's a lot closer than we think it will be as well.
I think just mentioning GTA there, and I know you were maybe surprised to not have it on my list, but definitely a notable mention to to GTA for.
Yeah, now's
what
your
that's-
chance for honourable mentions.
Yeah,
because I
I
copped
think-
out with them.
I think for what that's brought to my gaming experiences, it's huge. And it could easily have been in at the number one slot for the amount of time I've played. There is no other game that I've played more hours on than the GTA franchise over the years.
And I think it helped shape what Red Dead was.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If GTA hadn't,
yeah.
Yeah, they
They
took
built off the same
the
engine.
GTA model and applied it to the Wild West.
Yeah.
But they gave us a character with a lot more personality than any maybe Tommy Vercetti aside.
It has led to the sort of sandbox game, isn't it? I mean, it's what defines sandbox games that we play today. To Rockstar and the GTA series is massive, but I just thought I'll discount that. And the same with Fallout. Fallout's still very fresh.
Yeah.
Whether I look at it in 5 years' time and say it's one of the top 10 games I've ever played, I don't know. Possibly not.
5 hours ago from the Master Herald, Red Dead Redemption 2 is likely to be the next AAA video game title from Rockstar this year. Boom, boom, boom. I have no idea who the Master Herald are, but I like what they're saying.
I like what they're saying. You heard it here first. Breaking news. Yeah.
Well, it's not, yeah.
Well, no.
Actually, you heard it 5 hours ago from
Yeah.
Master Herald. But
Yeah.
So there
But
we go.
anyway, yeah. So that's my
Good
my
list.
top 10. I think it's a really hard thing to do, but
It is.
not just to think of your 10, but putting them in order is the hardest thing in the world because it's how do you choose one over another, and you really have to think quite hard about what maybe you spent the most on, what parts of it you didn't like, and
it's like trying to figure
difficult
out
to do.
what it is that makes you think it's a good game.
Yeah,
As in, like,
yeah.
Is it purely just nostalgia? It's like I had nothing else to play at this
You know
point.
what?
During
Some of it is. Some of it
Yeah,
is.
some of it is, yeah.
Yeah, there is a big part of this. This isn't. We're not looking at the technical specifics of the games. It is just on personal opinion.
And like you
feeling.
said, the Turtles for what it meant to you. Nothing to do with quality of the game, just what it
Yeah.
meant to you at that time.
Yeah.
But no, good list.
So next week,
Yes.
Over to Dan.
the gentleman to my right,
Oh, don't know about that.
Dan, will be going through his top 10 of games. And if you like today's show and what we do here, we'll do Party Chat every week on a Wednesday. Forget what day of the week it goes up. And our Game of the Week show goes up every Monday. For more gaming news and talk, let's plays, everything else, go to our website, thegamerinitiative.com. And if you want to comment below or share us, whatever, that's down below. Until next week, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ash.
Thank you.
Good
And we'll
list.
see you soon.